The piece that you co-bylined a couple weeks ago certainly caught my eye. And I'm just wondering why the Eagles fell apart last year. Based on your reporting, and what did you glean? What can you say other than just they weren't on the same page, which is all you hear from Philadelphia Eagles players?
Well, I think it's several factors, but one is, we took a deep dive into the relationship between Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, which some sources there described it as fractured last year. It's a situation where you have two highly competitive people that want to do the same things and meet the same goals, but they go about it different ways. One's sort of quiet, one can be a little brash in the head coach. Just very different personalities to where when they were kind of working one-on-one, some wondered how that's going to go. Like, is that going to be too much of an oil and water situation? Where the year before, you had Shane Steichen calling the plays, running the offense, and you had Brian Johnson, then the quarterback's coach, as sort of the buffer between Hurts and the offense and Sirianni. And then when Shane left, you didn't have that anymore. I do think that was sort of a underplayed sort of undercurrent of the whole thing. Just the infrastructure between the quarterback and the head coach wasn't as strong. And then, it wasn't just the quarterback, the offensive line. You'd see them frustrated on the sidelines. I think it was a combination of, what's our identity? It's like there were some new ideas being thrown out. Can we evolve? But Nick Sirianni wanted to stick with what they were doing so well the year before. Why change? So you had different philosophies. So you say not on the same page. That's the way to describe it in the simplest form. But there are 18 different iterations of that sort of created a really disjointed offense. And Jalen Hurts didn't play as well. I've talked to several coaches around the league that said he was sort of locking onto targets and, looked like, they can't speak for him, but looked like he was kind of trying to justify the contract by being more of a pocket passer, dropping deep instead of kind of staying true to what they were the year before. So it's a combination of 100 things.
Could injury have been the reason why he was staying in the pocket more too, right? That he wasn't as mobile?
That is part of it. Yeah, to his credit, for sure. It's good you pointed that out because, like, when we did our quarterback rankings this summer, because we rank all the positions based on executives, coaches, and scouts, really he did get the benefit of the doubt in the rankings for falling out of the top 10 sort of pantheon of quarterbacks, where the year before he was in the top 10. They did point to that injury a lot. People out, from other teams that watch the Eagles closely said, like, he just wasn't the same. So that is a big part of it for sure. But, you had players on offense that were sort of running their own script at times. Like, it really was uncertain where the plays were coming from or who was calling the plays at times last year. And so when you don't have that kind of synergy, it's a problem. But Hurts, to his credit, was hurt and was part of a static offense that did not evolve, and that wasn't really his fault.
So then the million-dollar question is did they fix it with Kellen Moore being brought in and maybe Sirianni being more hands-off and handing things off and delegating in a way that that he won't tinker, for the lack of a better. He is the head coach. I mean, things did work out very well, but Shane Steichen, as we all know, got the Colts gig based on what the offense did in that Super Bowl season. So did they fix it, Jeremy?
I think they fixed it. I would say now, when things get heated and you're week 6 and let's say you've scored 17 points in a few games and you're frustrated, will things change or will coaches meddle more than others? Maybe. But for now, Sirianni, to his credit, sorry, I got a little dog in the background here. Sirianni, to his credit, has really tried to sort of recalibrate the whole system in Philly. He's trusting Kellen Moore. He's not a fixture in the quarterback room right now. He'll sit in on offensive meetings, but he has taken more of a leadership approach, CEO approach. He addressed the whole team in April and told them, look, a big part of last year was on me. I take full accountability for what happened last year. And that was refreshing to a lot of people who were in the room when there were pretty much 100+ people. You're talking the whole team, support staff, coaches, and he addressed it head on. Hey, last year was on me. And so he set a nice tone this offseason. You add Saquon Barkley, who I think, and talking to some people around the league, they also wonder, could he have a Christian McCaffrey type impact on this offense the way McCaffrey did when he went to San Fran? He's probably not the caliber of player that McCaffrey is at this stage, but he's going to the perfect offense for him. And with the RPO stuff that they do and his ability, and he's still got at least 1 or 2 prime years left, most likely, like he could have a Massive impact on what they're doing and change really everything.
By the way, we're a dog-friendly show, Jeremy. Don't worry about it.
He's elusive. He wants to play fetch right now.
Okay. I feel like I should transition to the Browns with a dog, right? I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.